relationships for no reason. Her words hit me like a slap. It was like she was admitting she'd done something terrible but was still trying to rationalize it. I could hardly believe what I was hearing. "So you're staying with him out of guilt?" I asked, shaking my head. "That's how you're justifying this?" She didn't answer. Just sat there in silence, and I could feel this wave of disappointment wash over me. I'd expected her to show some real remorse, some understanding of what she'd done. But instead, it was like she was trying to reason it away, like staying with Jake somehow made it less wrong. "Tina, you can't just move on like nothing happened," I told her. "Maya was your best friend. You can't undo what you did, but you could at least show her some respect by admitting you were wrong. This whole thing. It's selfish, and it's cruel." She started crying harder, covering her face with her hands. But I wasn't in a place to comfort her. I couldn't just brush this under the rug and act like everything would be fine. Seeing her like this, seeing how she justified everything to herself, made me realize just how far she'd strayed from the person I thought she was. After a long silence, I finally said, "You need to make things right with Maya. I don't care how hard it is or how awkward it might be. You owe her an apology, at the very least. She deserves that much." Tina nodded, but it was a weak nod, like she was only agreeing because she knew I wouldn't let it go. I felt drained, disappointed, and honestly, heartbroken. This wasn't the kid I'd raised, the girl I'd spent all these years being proud of. I didn't know who she was right now, but I knew that I couldn't look at her the same way anymore. I stood up, feeling this heavy weight in my chest, and told her, "I hope you think long and hard about this, Tina, because I don't know if Maya will ever forgive you, and honestly, I don't know if I can either." With that, I walked out, leaving her sitting alone in the kitchen. The silence in the house was deafening, and I could feel this ache deep in my chest. I'd never imagined I'd be so disappointed in my own child, that she'd turn into someone I didn't even recognize. As I went upstairs, I couldn't shake the thought that maybe I'd missed something along the way, something that could have stopped all this from happening. But it was too late for that now. A few months had passed since everything went down with Tina and Maya, but things hadn't exactly gone back to normal. Our family was still shaken up from the whole mess, and honestly, I was still struggling to look at Tina the same way. She was my kid, and I loved her, but this situation was like a dark cloud hanging over us. Around that time, we were getting ready for a big family vacation. We'd planned it months in advance, a trip to a beach resort where we could all unwind, relax, and just enjoy some time together. I'd been looking forward to this trip for a long time. My wife and I had saved up, booked a nice place, and arranged everything so that the whole family could have a great time. And by whole family, I mean everyone but Tina's boyfriend, Jake. I knew this decision would stir things up, but I didn't care. I couldn't stand the idea of being around that guy, acting like he hadn't played a part in tearing our family apart. My other kids were bringing their partners, and normally, I'd have been fine with that. But this wasn't a normal situation. I didn't want to spend a single minute of my vacation looking at Jake, being reminded of everything that had happened. So I told Tina straight up, her boyfriend wasn't invited. She looked at me like I just told her we were canceling Christmas. At first, she seemed stunned, like she couldn't believe what I was saying. Then, slowly, her expression shifted from shock to anger. "What, are you serious, Dad?" she asked, her voice already shaking with frustration. "You're really not going to let him come?" I looked her straight in the eyes and said, "Yes, I'm serious. I don't want him there, Tina. I want this to be a peaceful trip, and having him around isn't going to make that happen." She stared at me, probably waiting for me to